Hi there. In the last video that I did of this series, we covered Lenin's testament and Stalin's initial rise to power. Today, we're going to be looking at Stalin's time as leader and his multiple attempts at resignation. Also, please be sure to stay until the end of the video. I will be giving out a little bit of information as to how people can help support me in the channel. Anyways, let's get into this. Let's take a look at the mythos of Stalin's political line during his time as General Secretary. A common accusation against Stalin is that he ruled with an iron fist and was subsequently mad with power. This accusation either is ignorant of or dismisses the fact that Stalin attempted to resign as General Secretary of the Communist Party on 4 separate occasions. This first attempt at resignation is generally thought to originally be from 1925. In the same speech regarding his rudeness, Stalin goes on to say, and I quote, "At the very first meeting of the plenum of the Central Committee after the 13th Congress, I asked the plenum of the Central Committee to release me from my duties as General Secretary. The Congress itself discussed this question. It was discussed by each delegation separately, and all the delegations unanimously, including Trotsky, Kamenev, and Zinoviev, obliged Stalin to remain at his post." Even Trotsky, the man who was so vehemently opposed to Stalin, voted for Stalin to remain as General Secretary. That alone should say something. Stalin continues, expressing his loyalty to the party and his own moral code, and I quote again, "What could I do? Desert my post? That is not in my nature. I have never deserted any post, and I have no right to do so, for that would be desertion. As I have already said before, I am not a free agent, and when the party imposes an obligation upon me, I must obey. A year later, I again put in a request to the plenum to release me, but I was again obliged to remain at my post." Further information on these attempts at resignation come from a biography of Stalin by Robert Service. The next 2 attempts at resignation come subsequently after the 1925 attempt. In a letter to Alexei Rykov, Stalin effectively asked to be released from his position, to quote this biography. On the 27th of December, 1926, he wrote to Sovnarkom chairman Alexei Rykov, saying, "I ask you to release me from the post of Central Committee General Secretary." Stalin continued, "I can no longer work at this post, and I'm in no condition to work any longer at this post." Stalin's final attempt at resignation would come in 1952, near the end of his life. During a plenum of the Central Committee, there was discussion regarding the enlarging of the committee. Stalin himself suggested the election of different people into various different state committees, citing that they are younger comrades, have more energy plus strength. We old Bolsheviks shall not be here forever. We must support and help them. This is where one sees the so-called power-hungry dictator that Stalin has always been accused of being, advocating for bringing new people, young people, into positions of the Central Committee, encouraging new ideas and new strategies. In this same speech, Stalin would go on to ask for his leave as General Secretary. However, the suggestion of a party member present on the floor of the Central Committee, along with the sentiments of Molotov and Malenkov, saw that this would, again, not be granted to Stalin. To quote one of these party members, "We need to elect Comrade Stalin as the General Secretary of the Central Committee of the CPSU and Chairman of the Council of Ministers of the USSR. Stalin would reply, "No, I am asking that you relieve me of the 2 posts." To which Malenkov follows with, "Comrades, we should all unanimously ask Comrade Stalin, our leader and teacher, to be again the General Secretary of the Central Committee of the CPSU." So there we have it. Of the 4 times that Stalin attempted to resign from his position as General Secretary, it was either other party members or material conditions such as World War II that prevented him from being able to leave. In the next video of this series, we will be taking a look at the cult of personality that Stalin has been accused of fostering and kind of basking in, trying to make himself seem more glorious than he is. So we're going to be taking a look at that mythos. If you have the means to, and would like to, please consider donating to my Buy Me a Coffee page if you would like to help support me and the channel. There is the one-time donation option for as little as $1. And there is also a $5 monthly option that includes perks such as having your name listed at the end of each new video that I upload, being sent an exclusive list of recommended readings, and I'm still trying to work out a third perk, so if there are any suggestions on that, please let me know. My name is Jymee. Thank you for watching.